Welcome to another edition of Get to Know the Warrior football program for the upcoming season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by Offensive Line Coach Scott Wooster. Scott, we were talking a little bit off camera even yesterday about you had lost two all-conference players in Tommy Richardson and Israel Helm. Obviously, Israel's had some chances with some teams both in the NFL and CFL, but you seem so excited about the group you have returning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is that?
Yeah. And I guess it's I'm getting kind of used to it, and it's a pleasant problem to have, Jeff, is I think with our process, what Coach Mendoza and his staff does, and our beautiful 10,000 square foot weight room, but what he does with them there in our development process here, if a guy comes in, buys in the culture, buys in the process, they're going to have a shot to do some great things. And so it's been kind of a common theme, guys getting pro prospects, guys getting those opportunities in the next level. And I think Israel just flew out to New York, and he's with the Giants this Monday. And Tommy had a great pro day, just, didn't get the opportunity. But two terrific players.
But when you look back, you've had Robert Kelly and Joe Long before that.
Nate Thaker. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And we're going to talk about a few potential down the road that guys could be in that same boat. But yeah, watching Israel develop, especially into that senior year, and all the great football that Tommy Richardson played, just tremendous. Yeah, and you say, well, man, you're losing your left side of your line, and they're both pro prospects and guys with NFL opportunities. How can you be excited about this year? And I'll tell you, because there's a few more coming up.
All right.
So yeah, we're extremely excited, and really where it all starts with us, and we talk about all the time, it's a buzzword in coaching now, is culture, culture, culture. But it's real. Mm-hmm. It matters. It wins. And the guy that's been that culture leader for us, established that, and took it to another level, has been Charlie Younger, our senior center. Just got accepted into chiropractor school. Congrats, Charlie. But couldn't be more proud of this guy. Couldn't be more excited about his future, excited about this year and how hungry he is. Now, he was a guy that obviously had an injury last year and missed a better,
more over half the season.
Exactly right. So he's hungry, he's ready, he's back, but you couldn't ask for a better leader. I remember recruiting him out of McQuantico High School in Wisconsin, and his high school coach actually coached the Watt brothers at Pewaukee.
Oh, geez, okay.
And I asked him, and I said, Charlie Younger, what do you think of him? He says, one of the best I ever coached. He's like, maybe one of the best. Mm-hmm. And when he was saying that, I know he's thinking JJ.
Yeah.
But that's who Charlie Younger is. He is that guy. He's a coach's dream. And he has established and elevated a culture here that's just been unreal. So he'll be back at the senior center. Seat of equivalent benefit when we lost him last year was Reed Thompson came in. Now Reed was already competing and complimenting Charlie before that point. He exchanging series and quarters. And all I can do to describe Reed is he's an amazing football player. Mm-hmm. He doesn't necessarily look the part in some of those other things and measurables, but he is a tremendous football player. And he's a tremendous young man. He's had some adversities throughout his whole life, and then just recently some tremendous adversity on the home front, and he just shows up the next day, and he's Reed Thompson again. And so when you have those type of guys, and that's the culture, the guys are just going to show up, go to work. Hey, I've got all this other stuff going on, and I'm still going to get pretty near a 4.0 GPA, and I'm still going to show up and give you my best every single day. And he's an amazing football player, like I said. So the center position –
it's pretty solid. And then you've got Chucky Anthony. You talk about a kid that's overcome some adversity.
Exactly right.
I hate to call it a cheap shot, but it kind of was.
Coming out of high school, and he's rehabbed that and worked his butt off to get that right. And he's got adversity going on at home, and he shows up every day. And I think he was a 3.9 last semester GPA. So those are the kids that we build around, and that's especially from the inside out. The center is,
is it kind of like baseball where they say strong up the middle?
Exactly right, and strong from not just a physical standpoint, but these guys from a character standpoint, from a man spirit, everything, they have it all. So we're extremely excited about what we have in the middle of the offensive line and leadership wise. And then you go out and you got two guards that have both played last year and played a lot of football. Lane Potter, he might be one of those next ones we're talking about. I mean, it just doesn't get better than him in terms of work ethic, in terms of off the field, on the field. And I just been waiting for him to turn that corner, to take that next step, and spring ball he did. And he was completely dominant, and he just had an outstanding spring and the kind of summer that I know he's going to have because He's Lane Potter. That's who he is.
Yeah.
And that's why we recruited and signed his brother, because that last name is so important to us. But Lane is, I think, ready to be that bell cow type. When it's short yardage, I don't care if the GLIAC's watching this, the D coordinators. Yeah, well, find 72 and we're running behind him, because he's that type of guy. So couldn't be more excited about him. And then Adam McJunkin. That story is just
that's kid that walked out a couple times, didn't make it, and
just never stops.
Right now, he's in his 10th semester and doing great things.
Great things, and he's played tremendous football for us. Been a starter, been a rotational, complimentary guy, and he's. Here's the thing about Adam McJunkin that I love is, number one, that story, and he just keeps coming back and working. But number two, the intent he has when he's watching videotape, and maybe it's not just himself, but just the other guys, call it competitive excellence, taking the mental rep. He is so good pre-snap. His pre-snap awareness is out of this world, and he knows what the defense is doing before they do it, and he's always in great position because of that. And so you got two guards, so like you say, really strong up the middle. Behind them, Noah Nicklin, guy from Clarkston. He's battled some injury. Again, I'm talking about this adversity, but I love guys with adversity because, right, gets you stronger. The strongest steel comes from the hottest fires, and that's what these guys are. And he's battled back from some injuries from high school, and I think he's right on that cusp of doing some great things for us, and he'll be an exciting one to watch. Cooper Cuoco, we've done a ton of stuff with him. He's played all five positions on the line of scrimmage. He won the Shield personal protector spot on punt team last year. We worked him at tight end in spring, so he can do a lot for us. We're probably going to start him at guard here in fall camp, but he can do a ton of stuff for us. Just another tremendous young man, great kid. And then
you got a couple guys that you redshirted last year, Kevin Sconning and Dalton Thorner and Josh Mayberry.
Josh Mayberry, right? Yeah, so Josh, again, another adversity, had a health kind of scare issue early, right after spring ball there. Got that figured out, and it's one of the reasons you come to Wayne State. You got the best medical, yeah. And over at Henry Ford, they did a tremendous job, and he's right now, and we're looking for some big things out of him. Dalton Thorner came to us last year, had a great spring because some other guys were banged up a little bit and got a lot of reps, and he got better. So the guard position, very excited about, 3 deep really, and then you go out to tackle, and
I mean that's where you obviously left tackle. The blind side spot.
Yeah.
You lost Israel Helms. What do you do to replace that?
Exactly right, Jeff. So you talked about it. Our blind side spot, they paid all those guys in the NFL all that money. But look at our lineage and look at the left tackle legacy since I've been here. It's Joe Long, right? And it goes to Ben Walker, who got married this summer. Super proud of what he's doing. Excited for him. Then it goes to Nate Thaker. Then it goes to Israel Helms. And now let's pass that baton one more time to another elite young man, elite player, just out of this world, and it's Landon Mitchell. He's a guy that we had the opportunity to redshirt a year ago and really learn the offense and get his body right. And he's a guy that, he was like when Coach Mendoza got his hands on him, and when Landon said, "Oh man, this is it. This is it. Coach Mendoza, this is what I live for." So he's taken off in the weight room. He's taken off in spring ball. I think he's going to be another one of those.
And we've got him for 2 years.
Guys I just mentioned. He's that type of guy. Tremendous athlete. Loves football, loves the games within the games of football, loves getting better. So from a cultural standpoint, from a physical standpoint, he's it. He's 295 pounds and dunk a basketball. He's that, runs a 5 flat 40. So he's another one of those guys in a couple of years. Scouts will be running through and checking him out. But very excited about the left side of the line and Landon Mitchell. And then the right tackle, Justin Toxton, who's played a lot of really good football for us, and just looking for him to take that step to be a really consistent, dominant player, because he's got that ability. Again, another tremendous athlete, 3-sport athlete in high school, just like Landon and a lot of the guys that we recruit. We recruit athletes, and he is that. So excited to see that next step. Now, the great part is we've never had competition like this at tackle. Ian Sharp's a guy that was basically took another red shirt. He was injured again last year, but came back spring ball, did some really good things for us, and I think he's 100% now, really dang close. And he's a massive, big, strong farm kid. All right, I grew up on a farm in the summer, so I got a place in my heart for those guys. And there's just a different work ethic. There's a different toughness there, and that's what Ian brings for us. Joe Zetas.
Yeah, Alex's little brother. We were talking before about Alex getting accepted into medical school.
Yeah, so we're talking about all these pro prospects and guys that are in the NFL and get NFL opportunities. And NCAA says, "What? going to go pro
Pro
in
in
something.
something
Yeah.
else,
And,
yeah.
and here's I see Alex Zetas at Rennie's wedding, and Alex passed his boards. He's in his surgical rotation. So pretty soon I'm going to be able to say I coached a doctor, not just played with a doctor here at Wayne State, but coached a doctor. So again, that excited word just keeps coming up over and over. But so Joe's his brother, same work ethic, same personality, always smiling, loves football, loves life. I don't think Joe's ever had a bad day. I mean, he's just one of those guys that he brings juice to me, to the rest of the room because of his attitude, because of his presence. And he's a guy that I see a lot of myself in Joe.
Okay.
He's a 225, 30-pound guy that's now 265, pushing 270, and just done everything he can to change his body in the weight room and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. And he's becoming a better player every single day because of the weight room, because of getting the body bigger, because, again, he's another guy that loves it and works on it all the time. So he's a guy at right tackle. He played for us last year, came in, and it wasn't just spot duty. He played against number 2 in the country and did a heck of a good job. So excited about what he's going to bring. And then Kevin Sconning, a guy that we redshirted out of Chicagoland last year, we were excited about him. We were fired up about him in recruiting. And now let's get our hands on him. Let's go. Because he's got everything you want. He's got the length. He's got the frame. He looks the part. So, you're talking about 5 offensive tackles there that I think can all play
which
for
will
us.
hopefully allow you the opportunity to redshirt the younger guys like Mohammed and Chris Hutzel.
Yes, absolutely. So 2 young guys coming in are signees, to get 2 tackles like a Mossad and a Chris Hutzel in one class, that's pretty special. It's tough to find tackles at any level.
Right.
I mean, you watch the NFL Network, they're trying to find those tackles, and we got 2 really good ones in this class, great ones, potentially. Again, they come in, they buy into the process, and you see what the process produces, doctors and NFL players and engineers and businessmen. But if they buy into that culture and they buy into that process, these guys are going to be incredible. And then the 2 guards that we took are interior guys. They can play all 3 spots in there. I think Krishawn Roberts, a winner out of St. Ed's.
St. Ed's, yeah.
Yeah, and he's won a state title, and football is extremely important there, and he loves football. And the first time I sat down with him in winter recruiting, I said, yeah, this is my type of guy. I love him. He's already been on campus, taken some classes already in the weight room, and he's shown that why we're recruiting him, because he's doing the things right. And then Ty Potter, again,
Family heritage.
the last name is as important as the first name, but and I was a little brother, so just like Joe and these brothers that I coach, Lane and Ty, they're 2 separate guys, because I hated to be Mac's little brother, so he's not going to be Lane's little brother. He's going to be Ty Potter, and he's a different player than Lane. He's got a different mentality and a little bit different edge to him, so I'm excited to get my hands on him in this camp and get rolling too. And he was an all-star, playing the East-West all-star game, and did a heck of a job, played center, which is exciting for me too. So, yeah, you asked the question, how do you replace these all-conference guys? With the next all-conference guys, and our goal here is, and we've talked about it, and we're not going to be shy about it, we're not going to be really happy until we get all 5 guys on that all-GLIAC team, because that's who we think we are, and that's how we work, and all 5 guys, we talk about our GPA goal, and I think we were 3.28 this last winter, and we're upset about that too. Right? Obviously, we're upset about last season, but there's a lot of things that we just didn't get done, and we did some really good things, especially this offseason, but we're excited to get into this camp and see how much higher we can reach, see how much better we can be.
And I'm sure the competition will help that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, you can't have a bad day, because we got dudes right behind you to step right in, and that competition, I always talk about that competition through camp, through the off season, becomes a compliment during the season, just like we did with Lane and Adam and Reed and Charlie, and we've done that for years, JT and Alex Zetas. Because now it's like hockey lines.
Yeah.
We're playing 8, 9 guys.
Keeping guys fresh.
And just.
So it might be a little competition to get on the trip to Truman in week 2 on the bus.
Absolutely. And that's, you got to be your best, right? You got to be at your best. And that's what we talk about all the time, that core value of excellence. So, yeah. When you say exciting,
yeah,
we're excited. And again, it's the physical part, but gosh dang, these guys are awesome. From a cultural standpoint, I mean, they get it. They want it, and it's not just going to be for these 4 or 5 years. Like I said, Charlie's already been admitted into his post-grad work, right? And I mean, it's incredible. Getting to coach Wayne State football players, getting to coach Wayne State offensive line. It's a special room. It's a special place. So, yeah, It's really
can tell
easy to get
just
excited.
by looking at your
Jeff.
eyes, I
Come
can
on,
tell
man. Come on, man. I mean, let's go get downhill and pound those guys, and yeah.
So, in other
week
words,
one.
people should come out on the home opener against Slippery
Yeah,
Rock.
Slippery Rock, and watch Wayne State football, and I think it's going to be Wayne State football, and I think that people that know what I'm talking about know the physical toughness, know the mentality, and we're going to be able to do that this year, and give it to the 235-pound tailback behind us and the 250-pound fullback leading the way, and buckle up, and I think that's what we can do this year because of, I say it all starts up front, but
Right, absolutely.
absolutely it does, and we're going to make it happen.
Sounds wonderful. Well, thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State Football Program.